I came here for 1 year, but my dad was here, all my uncles and aunts came to school here, and my husband came to school here.
I came here in 1969. I was just before I turned 5, and I was here for 7 years.
All my brothers and my sisters were also here in St. Michael's. So when it was my turn to go here, I got old enough, they put me here.
Growing up in a residential school, there was no such thing as affection, love. The system here didn't respect Aboriginal people. I realized that, and I saw that.
I just remember walking up the stairs and then separating. I was watching my brothers go one way, and they took me and my sister another way. They took my sister upstairs, and they took me to another dorm.
Seeing the windows in the back, and I could see my house from there. And I was just, and that's where I stood all night. And then when he come and do the checks, I just go run to my bed. And then when he go back again, I just go look back at the house, right?
I lived a very, very shame-based life. I was so ashamed of me. I was so ashamed to be First Nation. I was so ashamed of my mom and dad. I was so ashamed. We were so poor. We lived in poverty. I was so ashamed. I thought this was so isolated. I thought it was just me, my family, and us. We were the only ones that were living like this because we never spoke about why we felt the way we felt. Why are you ashamed?
I recall as a younger person, I had so much shame, I would never allow myself to be seen. We were shamed for the color of our skin and the ways of our people. Shame is the feeling of not being good enough. Shame is the feeling of being unwanted, unworthy, and unlovable.
I didn't trust men. Why I say that is because when we were at the school, we used to go downstairs to the dining room for our meals. And when we were done our meals, our study room was on the main floor upstairs, and so was the priest's office, and his bedroom was attached to his office on the main floor. But to come up from the dining room, we sometimes used this very narrow stairway that would go up from the dining room. And we always tried to rush to this stairway to be one of the first ones to be climbing up the stairs, because if you were the last one, then the priest would either touch your butt or grab you around the waist or do something. So it was scary to be one of the last people to be coming up the stairs, because this priest, his name was Father Duhame, he would be the last one to come up this very narrow, steep stairway going up to the main floor.
I suffered from some sexual abuse, and I didn't know how to express it or tell anybody or say it, because I just didn't know. I just knew that it wasn't right. And I cried. The only thing I knew how to do was cry. And then I started peeing in bed. And that was embarrassing, because they made me march all my dirty clothing down to the laundry room And I had to, everybody knew I was peeing in bed because I was hauling all my sheets downstairs. And then the kids would tease and make fun, call you piss pot, that was the word. And so it was, my first year there wasn't very good. I was very traumatic.
We noticed there was especially one girl that he liked, and ever so often this girl used to be called to go to his office, and we all used to wonder what's happening to this poor girl. And as well, he would call us one by one to go into his office to review our report cards. And so that would be the time that he would do like hold you on the waist or try and like touch your breast or something, you know. So it was something that made me not trust men because of what he was doing, which I knew was not right.
There was so much abuse, not only here, but in the foster homes that we got put in every summer. So we went from home to home. Like I've been in Alberta, I've been in Saskatchewan, back and forth with my younger sister, sometimes my younger brother, and the beatings. And I noticed that I was working over a year ago, and I was doing some work for Corrections Canada, I was helping with the COVID cleaning. I went upstairs, I was by myself, and I made toast and peanut butter and jam, normal sandwich, right? And put it together in the first bite, and it hurt. It brought back a lot of, some of what happened, some of the abuse. And I remember walking around, and then I seen one of the staff drinking coffee out of a Cheese Whiz jar. So that was another one. I was like, holy shit, what the hell, you know? So there's always going to be the triggers. And I think now working on myself is noticing them and let it feel, and then stop pushing stuff away. I've been pushing all those away. I've been pushing people away and not trusting. But it's learning, right?
Our people are rising and ready to fight the hurt, shame, and hate within our nations implicated by the Indian residential schools. I challenge all of you, starting today, to stand up. Take your space. Stop letting hurt and shame run your life. The Creator didn't put us on earth to hurt. He put you here because you were and are strong enough to fight the fight.
We didn't go home for Christmas. We didn't go home for Easter. And summer holidays, we didn't go home. They put us in homes. They separated us. And I remember me and my older sister and went to, I don't even remember where we went, but they separated us. And in the meantime, I had 3 youngest siblings, well, 5. And the following year, they brought the other 2. So we had 3 other siblings that we never seen. I never met them until I was 12. So, and my oldest sister seen the kids and she started crying and she was hugging them. And I was like, when the hell are these kids? And they're like, it's our brother and sisters. So I didn't know about them. And then when they separated us and that, they put us in different homes. I remember my 2 older brothers went to my grandma. So my older brother, the one that's a year older than me, is the only one that could speak Cree. None of us could speak Cree. I understand, and I'm trying to learn it. So as part of my healing, and I'm trying to learn about the ceremonies, my language, and purpose. Yeah.
Shame, in many respects, is the feeling of wanting to hide who we really are. Shame is the feeling of worthlessness. And I believe prior to contact, maybe even as late as 50, 75 years ago, we had the best social system of care in the world. We were all raised to care for each other.
At home, like my mush and McCookum that raised me, they never did like showed me love or anything like that, right? Like what they were talking about here this whole week, all of the survivors, like you never felt that love, right? But and then the shame that you carried with that, and then when they were talking about that, that just hit me hard, because you wanted to feel that love from them, but you didn't know that they loved you. And I could feel that all week this week from them, and the impact it's had on me is like I'm doing the same thing. Like I have 2 older kids, and I never showed them the love that like I was supposed to show them as a dad. And I have this chance with my other son now, and I'm trying to do that, and I'm trying to break that cycle. I'm taking the steps to do this, and it's a long, slow process, but it's coming, and it's just like I want to bring out all the stuff that's in me. It's like a big ball, and I just want to just get rid of that ball, and I can't.
I'm learning about the ceremonies. I'm learning, like even when I had my own kids and started going to powwows, and you know, I didn't want them to go through what I did. So teaching them that, you know, this is our culture. Like, and with them growing up and going to powwows, meeting people, the laughter, because that's all part of the healing. So I had my granddaughter here a couple nights, and she loved it. You know, she really enjoyed the round dancing, the jigging, and she doesn't understand it yet though. So, but she was asking questions about how come they have the teddy bears there? Why do they have the little shoes there? And so I started telling her about the kids that they find, and then she's like, why'd they do that? I don't know, I said.
Omatsi o muutakape kiugatoa tega gionita joa simsimno. Just to accommodate those that don't yet understand our language, I give thanks for my friend being back with us. We've all been through a hard time. Those of us that thought for many years we were alone. I want to thank the men and the women who raised their pipes for us today on what is rightfully our land.
They've tried to destroy our spirits. Today we gather to visit, but to support each other. And that means the world to me.
I feel good today. And I was from the bottom of my heart. I apologize to the people I've hurt down my road. And ask for your forgiveness.
Just head up and keep going. That's how you can't dig it. Yes, love you.
You know, I've seen a lot of things that I have kept with kept within me, you know. But like I say, I was a big kid, and I wasn't going to let nobody tamper with me. Even the supervisors, even the nuns, I wasn't going to do that. And I became a very hard man. So hard that, I had no feelings. Because growing up in a residential school, there was no such thing as affection, love, or respect.
Here's the sad part about being a child. A child takes from the outside and puts in. That's normal. So if a child was told you're dumb and stupid every day, that's what a child learns to believe about themselves. A child takes from the outside and puts in. And we need to be able to get rid of that. That's not who I am. How many of you were told you were dumb and stupid going to school? And you're far from it. Far from it.
Grew up cold and angry. And then when I got old enough, I just went to alcoholism, and I started drinking and doing drugs. And I handed that down to my kids. I didn't know how to be a mom because I was never taught how to be a mom. My mom was an alcoholic. She drank. My dad drank. So that's all I knew. And so then when I came to my turn to having kids, I didn't even know how to be a mother. I didn't. And they suffered because of me. I handed that down to them. But I did learn later on in life how to, I went to AA, I went to treatment centers, and I know it took me 7 treatment centers before I even learned anything. That's how to heal, how to talk about it, doing my inner child, quitting drinking, quitting drugging. It took 7 tries, treatment centers, for me to actually something to stick. Today, I have 3 kids and I have 13 grandchildren, and they don't know grandma as being an alcoholic or a drug addict. I take them to powwows. I show them a different way. And I pray to God that they'll never ever see me like that, ever. Because every day is a challenge. I don't know what else to say. I'm so grateful that I'm still alive, because I don't know how I survived. Sometimes I don't know how I survived. I really don't. I could have been then over and over and over again some of the situations that I put myself into.
Most of the messages that I heard today was young people talking about their parents that had been in the residential school system. And most of them are telling us similar stories of hard parents, of alcoholic parents, of fighting parents, and non-caring parents. And what I'm hearing here is they're trying to instill the message that your father and your mother, love them back. Maybe they come back. Love them back and show them that they are your children, and that they know that their kids love them.
I've noticed that my parents, never told us that they loved us. They never hugged us. And I tell now that I have grandkids and my 2 sons, and I tell them every day, you know. My dad passed away 14 years ago. And the night before he passed away, me and my older brother were sitting with him and told him we have to go. And he said, I love you guys. So that was the only time he ever said that. And then my mom, she's still trying to hug her, and she won't go there. She won't, she flinches. And so, and I noticed that when people are trying to hug me or come and, you know, tap me on the shoulder, and I twitch, and I keep telling them, you know, they laugh at me, and it's childhood traumas, eh? So
I was a good father. I provided everything, absolutely everything for my kids. A good home, you know, good clothes, good toys, good animals, you know, everything that you needed, they had it. I was a good father. But you know what? I was never a daddy. I was never a daddy. You know, I didn't hug my kids, didn't kiss my kids. Sometimes I didn't even eat with them because of the fact that I was selfish, because of the hard life and the hard man that I became.
The way we see things, the way we are as people, the way we relate to each other, we need to restore those teachings. And in restoring those teachings, we're also restoring the medicines. And you know, probably if we took a walk out in the bush, how many medicines would we find? There's probably lots of good medicines out there. Plus, just us sitting together is wonderful medicine. Being able to visit with each other is wonderful medicine. So we need to continue to connect to each other and visit with each other. Not just at gatherings like this, but every day.
When I grew older, I moved back here, and I sat on the Board of Ed. And in that Board of Ed, we went to Saskatoon, and we went for some training. And this one individual came and gave us, taught us about colonization. Colonization really opened the door to what happened to me, what happened to my parents, why we did the things we did, and why I acted like I did. We were not alone. It was not just us. And really opened my eyes to why. So as a result of knowing that I was colonized, I started forgiving my parents. I forgave me, because this is not my fault. This was not their fault. I started loving my people again. I wasn't ashamed of them anymore. Then I started realizing this was shame and guilt I was carrying that did not belong to me.
You're the professionals. You're the professionals here. Because you lived it, you ate it, you breathed it, the pain, and you came out of it. Nobody can do that but you guys. You are the professionals.
We thank you for the resilience that you showed all of us, and are continuing to show us how strong our people can be. You are the resilient ones. You are the warriors. We respect you so much. We know that you were taken from your families. We know that you stood by your families no matter what. You didn't understand why you had to be taken and why you had to be away from them. But we know that you were strong enough to come home and raise good families.
No more colonialism. The future is yours.
So that's what I wanted to pass on to you guys, is welcome home. You guys are home now. Now that we're home, we're free. The sky's the limit.
I just want everybody to heal and pray for the children that are here. They want to be found. That's why we're here, to find them, bring them home, get them home. Like our oral traditions, you got to keep telling these stories that happened, right? So it doesn't happen again. We have to make sure that it never will happen again. Because we are coming back as a strong person and a strong people.
This story's right, this story's true. I would not tell lies to you, like the promises they did not keep, and how they fenced us in like sheep. Said to us, come take our hand, set us up on mission land, taught us to read, to write and pray. Then they took the children away, took the children away, the children away. Snatched from their mother's breast, said this is for the best, took them away. Welfare and the police came, said you've got to understand, we'll give to them what you can't give. Teach them how to really live. Teach them how to live, they said. Humiliated them instead. Taught them that and taught them this. And others taught them prejudice. You took the children away. The children away, breaking our mother's heart, carrying us all about, took them